don't consider another workout from now, because I want you to watch this video. It's gonna change your entire perception about fitness. The problem is not the workout plan. It's not the diet. You know how to train, you know how to track your protein, your carbs with MyFitnessPal. That's not the issue right now. And if you've been struggling to get in shape, actually it often comes down to one of these three factors. And most guys, unfortunately, they overlooked it. I have experience in fitness, had my own journey, and I coach more than 50 guys to get in shape, improve their physique, their mindsets. And I've seen them making the same mistakes over and over. All of them, they came to me trying different diet approach, different workout plan, but it was never the answer. Unless you fix those three things, nothing will change. And guys, like, to be real with you, it's such unfortunate to see that a lot of guys are putting a lot of work on their physique, in their fitness journey, and barely get the fruits of the labor. It's the most frustrating place to be for a man, right? Why would you spend 1 year, 2 years investing time and energy into something without getting any benefits? It doesn't make any sense. And if a man, like, you keep experiencing failure over and over, it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt your confidence, your self-esteem, right? And that's your potential, and you're always gonna be below. And that gap is the most frustrating thing for a man, not living at your full potential. And yes, physique has to be part of it. It's not only about relationship, it's not only about finances, business. Your physique, bro. The way you wake up, you look at yourself in the mirror, that's gonna just completely change the trajectory of your day. If you wake up, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're not proud of yourself, that's gonna fuck up your mind, right? Whereas, if you're in great shape and you look at yourself, you like what you see, you love what you see actually, the muscle, the abs, the veins, how do you think it's going to change the perception that you have about yourself? Confidence is gonna be up. You're gonna be more proud of yourself, and then you're gonna attack the day with another mindset, with another perspective. People are going to respect you, whether it's chicks, whether it's men. Everyone will look up for you because of the way you look. That's the benefit I experienced when I got in decent shape. Guys, before in the past, I'm still the same guy. I was always called the kind guy. I was always chubby. No one was treating me seriously. I guarantee. But when I got in shape, trust me, I can walk in any room. All eyes will be on me. People respect me. They treat me better. And that's what I want you to experience. And it starts with stop making the mistakes, guys. Okay? Stop switching up workout plan, diet plan. It's not the answer, right? This is the reason why I made this video for you. I'm gonna address the root cause of the problem so that you can implement exactly what you watch today and go and actually change. Because this is a secret, guys. This is the sauce. No one is really talking about that. Everyone is preaching workout plan, diet plan, but that's barely scratching the surface. Fitness is like a big puzzle. You have different elements. Diet, training, it's just two pieces. You have a lot of them, right? So you need to bring them, all of them together. Think about if you live in a modern city, there's a big tower. Guys, it's not only about having proper materials. You need to have the right plans, and also you need to have good workers on site. Because if you have the good materials but shitty workers and you have no plan, there's not gonna be any building. And remove actually one of these elements and only live with two, it's not gonna get you anywhere. So for example, if you have good workers and you have the plan but you have shitty materials, well, you're not gonna get proper construction, right? So that's the same view I want you to look in your fitness. So we have three elements that we need to be working on. We have the mindset, direction, and energy. And I'm gonna break down each one by one and just tell you exactly what you should be doing next time, okay? So we have to start with, for me, first place to look at is your energy. Basically, it's optimizing your body, okay? Body is all about hormones. You have hormones in your body, and those hormones are signal, right? If you're not optimizing your hormones, you're not gonna be max out your energy. If you don't have proper energy, you're not gonna be able to lift heavy in the gym and actually build muscle. And if your hormones are all over the place, your stress is gonna be high, your body will not respond properly to muscle growth and fat loss. And all of this work is going to be a waste of time, okay? So we have to start by optimizing your energy. Optimize you as a human being, okay? And the way we do that is, first one, through sleep. Guys, sleep is your biggest asset. Stop neglecting your sleep. Sleeping 5-6 hours is not enough. We need 8 hours of sleep. Okay, sleep is where the magic happens. This is where the hormones get balanced. This is where you lose fat. This is where you repair the muscle, right? Sleep has to be prioritized. 8 hours of sleep every day. You need to have like a morning routine. You need to have a night routine so that your sleep don't have any interruptions and you're actually optimizing your sleep. Okay, so start with your sleep. And the second one is your gut. Understand that what you eat is not what you absorb. If your gut health is all over the place, doesn't matter how many protein you eat, right? We need to optimize gut health. And the way we do that is through whole foods. Tracking your calories is not enough. Yes, we need to hit a certain numbers of carbs, fat, and protein on a daily basis, but what's by far more important is the quality of the food. We need to be eating single ingredient food, whole foods, like beef, eggs, fruits, rice, potatoes, right? No those fucking bullshit foods, packaged, processed food. It's just harming you. Yes, the label might say 30 grams of protein, okay? But if you don't actually absorb that protein, it's fucking useless. Okay, so improve your gut health by improving the quality of your food and focusing on whole foods. And the last part to optimize your energy is sunlight. If you live in a place where you cannot get enough sunlight, just get vitamin D supplementation. But sunlight is key. Okay, because from sunlight you get the vitamin D. And vitamin D has a huge role to play in your body, right? I'm gonna dive deeper into that in this video. You can do your own research. But your sun is your ally. Okay, even if you get, and I suggest that you actually get the sun upon waking up. And when I say sunlight, it doesn't mean to be a hot day. Just you getting the rays from the sun is more than enough. Like expose yourself to sunlight, right? You do that upon waking up so you can actually help you regulate your hormones. It's gonna improve your sleep as well. But not neglect your sunlight. Go for a walk outside. When you wake up, just look at the sun. Stay there for like 10, 15 minutes. You can read a book. At the same time, drink your electrolytes, right? If you do all of that together, you're gonna be maxing out your energy, optimizing your body. And if your body is in optimal state, now it will make sense for you to go and actually hit the gym, do your workout, so you build muscle and you lose fat, okay? Second element is direction. Guys, this is like neglected by so many people. You cannot just approach your fitness and be like, I wanna be healthy and lose weight. That is not clear enough. You need to be specific about the goal, okay? Think about like going on vacation. I live in Bali right now. Let's say you are in, I don't know, in Europe, France, and we fly to Bali. You don't just arrive at the airport with no tickets and hoping that a random plane will take you to Bali. No, you purchase your ticket in advance. You have a plan because you know the destination, right? The same goes with your fitness. You need to have a destination because if you don't have a destination, well, how the fuck are we going to build a plan? You need to be specific exactly. You don't just go to the airport and say, oh, I'm going on vacation. No, you tell them, I'm going to Bali with flight number 8. It's like 8 p.m. Everything is specific. The same has to go with your goal. Okay, actually, I forgot to write down, but the first element is goal, right? And actually highlight it because it's so fucking important. You need to start your journey with a specific goal in mind. Simon Sinek wrote a book. I think, forgot the name of the book. It might be like Start With Why, but it's, if I'm not mistaken. And he's talking about setting smart goals. Okay, smart goals. I think it's specific, measurable, actionable. Forgot what R is about, and T is timeline, so you can measure the goal, right? That's how you need to set your goal. Okay, the goal has to be specific. So let's say you want to lose weight. Well, how much weight you need to lose? Okay, maybe it's 20 pounds. I need to lose 20 pounds within 6 months. That is specific. It's more specific than telling, hey, I want to lose weight or I want to be fucking healthy. Everyone has the same goal. That's why everyone has the same results, aka going nowhere. Set smart goal because from the goal, we'll have like a plan. Okay? Plan is important. Workout plan. Diet plan. You need to know exactly how many days per week you're going to work out. You need to track your lift. You need to do the right amount of cardio. And that's why you need a coach, because if you know how to do that by yourself, you already gotten the results. Okay? It's not just about going on ChatGPT or Claude now and finding a plan, a workout plan. No, the plan has to evolve with you. Like your diet, your cardio, the volume of your workouts. You need someone, a higher authority, to make the call when it's time to change. That's what a coach is about. Okay? So plan is important, from workout to diet to cardio. And the last one is habits. Because it's not just about tracking your diet and hitting the gym. There's gonna be like, a set of daily habits you need to follow. Okay? And you have to do them consistently, every day. That's why it's called non-negotiable habits. Okay? I've done like, some video where I break down what are the main habits that you need to focus on, but those habits will be non-negotiable. You need to build the routine around those habits. Yes, they will be integrated based on your lifestyle, of course, but there's gonna be like, a set of non-negotiable habits. And I insist on the term non-negotiable habits. You don't negotiate with them. You have to execute them on a daily basis. Okay? So that's what I mean by direction, knowing exactly where you're going and how to get there. The goal is where you go. The plan and the habits is how to get there. Okay, makes sense? And the last part is mindset. Mindset, and the first part is identity. This is not a work that most guys are doing, and that's why they're failing. Identity is how you identify yourself. If you want to be someone who's in great shape, well, you cannot think like someone who's holding a shit ton of body fat. You cannot identify yourself with someone who's not consistent, who's overweight, because it's gonna mess up the perception that you have about yourself, your self-talk. The way you talk to yourself is everything. There's many authors out there, whether you take Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, they emphasize on the impact of self-talk to get a certain result. You have to think from the goal, not off the goal, right? We can dive deeper into these topics, guys. Like, it can involve quantum physics and the law of assumption from Neville Goddard. But understand that identity work is crucial. And the way you do it is, that's what I make my guy do in the routine with the plan. It's not just a workout and a diet plan, I coach them on different elements. But you need to be specific on the person that you want to become and highlight what is this guy thinking on a daily basis? What are his behavior? What action is he doing? And you need to live like this person right now. It's like a movie. When you're an actor, you know your higher self, your ideal self. It's like embracing a role. So you need to play that role in that movie right now. Does it make sense? And that comes from your self-talk, your actions, your behaviors. But we dive deeper into that into the one-on-one program. And by the way, if you want to consider working with me, it's going to be a link in the description of the video where you can apply for the main program. I reach out to you to see if you're a good fit. Second part of mindset is going to be emotional control. And I will tie that with habits, because controlling your emotions is vital, right? Think about like people who have struggled with overeating. It's because they feel in a certain way, and food become the way to get rid of that emotions, right? But you have to be stronger than your emotions and train yourself to not identify yourself with those emotions, right? And the way you do it, again, is by doing the hard shit every day. When you wake up, you need to be following a certain morning routine. You need to have your daily non-negotiable habits in place and just execute them one by one. That's gonna just re-engineer your mind to act regardless of how you feel. If you do that over and over, you're gonna become stronger than your mind, stronger than your emotions, right? That's what I mean by emotional control. Like, don't try to just get rid of your anxiety, of your fear, like, from vices or like food. It's not gonna work. It's always gonna come back at you. Just live with that emotion, let it be, and just do what you have to do. And I guarantee over time it's gonna make your mind stronger and stronger. And the last part is Addressing your limiting belief. It's tied up to identity, but again, guys, you cannot approach the journey of fitness and be like, I want to get 8-10% body fat and still think it's hard and still think it's going to take up too much of your time because of your work and this and that. Those are limiting beliefs. It's beliefs that are not serving you. And the way you become aware of those limiting beliefs is just by listening to the mental conversation that you're holding in your mind and write down on paper. Okay, this is my goal, but this is what I believe it's true. And then you write down and you're like, okay, is this belief aligned with my goals? And it's no, you just rewrite your belief. That's how you change the belief. You have to rewrite it. But to rewrite it, you need to address it first by writing it down. Journaling is a great tool. Self-awareness is a good tool. I do it every morning, before bed sometimes. Just on meditation, reflection. You need to have those habits in place. They're not sexy, they're not fancy, but they fucking work and they're fucking essential, right? That's the pinnacle of self-improvement for a man. It's self-awareness. You need to learn. It's the habit to understand yourself and learn about yourself. Because the more you learn about yourself, the better you can change. And if you change, you're actually growing, right? So address your limiting belief by writing them down on paper and just change the script. That's why you need to do this work of identity. Identify who's the person trying to become, what are his belief system, and that's the belief that you need to be adopting from now. Okay? So guys, as you can see, it's not about workout and diet plan. It's more complex than that. You need to do the mindset work. You need to optimize your energy. And you need to have full clarity on the directions that you need to follow. Okay? Most of you guys just barely do half of the work. That's why you're not going anywhere. Okay? Remember, we need all of these three. And all of them, they're equally important. It's 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 if you want. So you need to put emphasis on that and not just on the plan, which most of you guys are currently doing. You don't do the identity work. You're not optimizing your energy, right? You don't have the proper habit in place. You don't set proper goal. That's why you're lost and all confused, right? In my one-on-one program, I break down all of that for you. So you remove all of the guesswork. You just have to execute the plan. I hold you accountable and you get the fucking results, right? It's very simple, guys. You guys just overcomplicate it. You're making it hard on yourself by not addressing all of these components. But the moment you're going to start doing that, the game will change for you, right? So guys, let's not waste over here being out of shape, being frustrated, being, you're just wasting time. You deserve better. If you want to make a change now, just let's get to work. Thanks for watching and I see you soon.